The Atlanta Hawks finished the 2024-2025 season with a record of 40-42, good for 9th place in the NBA's Eastern Conference and 3rd place in the Southeast Division. After beating the Chicago Bulls in the first play-in game, the Hawks lost to the Miami Heat in the play-in final. The Hawks finished second in the league in free throw attempts per game. They also finished second in assists per game, steals per game, and 5th in points per game. On the defensive side of the ball, they allowed the 5th fewest offensive rebounds per game and tied for 3rd in forcing turnovers per game. Point guard Trae Young led the league in assists. Dyson Daniels far and away led the league in steals. Nickeil finished 10th in offensive rebounds per game. Trae Young made the All-Star team for the 4th time. Guard Dyson Daniels made the All-Defensive First Team and was voted the league's most improved player. Forward Zaccharie Riscacher made the All-Rookie First Team. 2025 outlook. Point guard Trae Young led the Hawks in scoring at 24.2 points per game while pacing the NBA in assists at 11.6 per game. On the negative side, Young finished with a career-low 41% shooting percentage while only shooting 34% from the three-point line. Additionally, he led the league in turnovers with nearly 5 per game. The Hawks are being touted as having a chance to make it to the NBA Finals. For that to happen, Young needs to provide percentages like he did in the 2021-22 season when he shot 46% from the field and 38% from distance. Young also needs to play better defense as he's often targeted by opponents due to his small stature. Dyson Daniels had a career year in 2024-25 as he set career highs in minutes per game, field goal percentage, three-point percentage, rebounds per game, assists, steals, and more than doubled his points per game to 14.1. Additionally, Daniels helped to offset Trae Young's poor defense in the backcourt. If Daniels can continue to play like he has while improving his three-point shot and his free throw percentage, the Hawks have an outstanding two-way player on their hands. Second-year man Zaccharie Riscacher had a nice rookie season, averaging 12.6 points while shooting 45% from the field and 35% from the three. He got better as the season went on. His points per game, field goal percentage, three-point percentage, rebounds, and blocks all increased after the All-Star break. Jalen Johnson was having perhaps his most complete season as a pro in the 2024-25 season before he suffered a torn labrum in his left shoulder that ended his season. Prior to that, in 36 games, Johnson was averaging career highs in points per game, 18.9, rebounds, 10.0, and assists, 5.0. Champion big man Kristaps Porzingis brings length and shot-making ability from all areas on the court. However, he has to stay healthy in order to help the Hawks the way that they need him to. On the bench, guard Nickeil Alexander-Walker brings playoff experience, defensive ability, and three-point shooting to the Hawks. Guard Luke Kennard adds his three-point shooting to the mix as well. Forward center Nickeil started a career-high 40 games in the 2024-25 season and also averaged career highs in points per game at 13.4, rebounds at 8.9, assists, and three-pointers made. Coaching. Quinn Snyder was hired as the Atlanta Hawks head coach in February of 2023. With just a little over a year in the position, he really hasn't been the Hawks coach long enough to truly judge his impact on the team. However, it's been noted by more than a few people that the 2024-25 season was perhaps Trae Young's best in regards to his performance as a leader. Additionally, prior to coaching the Hawks, Snyder was the head man of the Utah Jazz for 8 seasons. While there, he led them to 50-win seasons 3 different times. He's been lauded as a good coach, so with that in mind, he and the Hawks are poised for a big season in 2025-26. We're going to take a time out from our story to ask you to like, subscribe, share, comment, hit that notification bell, and repeat when it comes to our videos. Now, back to our story. Front office. Ansi Sailor was named the Atlanta Hawks general manager in April of 2025 after Landry Fields was fired. Sailor wasted no time in trying to craft the Hawks into a championship contender. He traded for big man Kristaps Porzingis while also signing guards Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Luke Kennard as free agents. Additionally, in a move that's been lauded by pundits everywhere, Sailor made a trade with the New Orleans Pelicans that basically netted the Hawks the Pelicans' first-round pick in 2026. Since the Pelicans are projected to be a lottery team in the upcoming season, the expectation is that that pick should at least be in the top 10. Since Sailor is so new to the position, let's take a look at what the previous regimes, Travis Slink and Landry Fields, did in the past 5 seasons from 2020 to 2024 regarding drafts, free agent signings, and trades. The Hawks got a steal in 2021 when they drafted forward Jalen Johnson with the 20th pick in the first round. Atlanta appears to have gotten it right last season by choosing forward Zaccharie Riscacher, number 1 overall, in the 2024 draft. However, still too early to be able to tell that for sure. Team draft picks AJ Griffin, Skylar Mays, Sharif Cooper, Kobe Buffkin, and Seth Lundy are all no longer with the team. 2020 first rounder Nickeil being chosen 6th overall was a reach, especially when you find out that players such as Tyrese Halliburton, Tyrese Maxey, and Desmond Bane were still on the board and were chosen well after Kongwu. However, Kongwu is expected to be a big contributor this upcoming season. In free agency, the Hawks signed Bogdan Bogdanovic in 2020. While the idea of signing him was good, it just never translated on the court. Bogdanovic had his moments and his numbers were decent, but he never improved from the player he was when he first got to Atlanta. Prior to the 2023 season, in a move that was a long time coming, the Hawks finally traded power forward John Collins. While Collins was an integral part of the Hawks' improbable run to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, his three-point accuracy, previously a strength, had fallen off considerably. However, in what was without a doubt the team's worst move during that 2020 to 2024 time frame, the Hawks traded for point guard DeJounte Murray. In exchange, Atlanta sent 3 first-round picks as well as 4 Danilo Gallinari to the San Antonio Spurs. The Hawks also acquired center Jock Landale in that same trade. It was obvious from the start that the two guards did not play well together. In fact, that was obvious to some people before the trade was even made. As a testimony to how bad the duo was, the Hawks had worse records in the 2 seasons that Murray played for them than they did the season before he arrived. The Hawks mercifully pulled the plug on the bad trade after 2 seasons. It's not really surprising that the Hawks decided to move on from Landry Fields. The team basically ran in place during his tenure, doing just enough to reach the play-in game, but never enough to make noise in the playoffs. Additionally, when a bad to mediocre team continuously drafts players who either get cut or traded away after only a season or 2, something is obviously wrong. Prediction: the Hawks should make the big boy playoffs, also known as the not play-in game, easily this season. Trae Young is set up to be a sort of modern-day version of Allen Iverson, with a team set up around him that plays to his strengths while also covering up his weaknesses. One difference between Iverson and Young, though, is that Young has a lot more talent around him than Allen Iverson did. Another point about the Hawks is the team needs to get a quality backup point guard because as good as he is, Trae Young can't play every minute of every game. Having said that, I expect the Hawks to take advantage of the weak Eastern Conference and at a minimum, make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Thank you all for checking out our video. We appreciate you spending time with us. We have other videos that need love too, so go check those out as well. Also, we'll be doing our next review and preview on the Boston Celtics next time, so come back and see what we have to say about them. Thanks again and see you soon.